Hi, my name is George Holz. I'm an American photographer. I do celebrity portraits, beauty, fashion, and fine art nudes. A lot of the advertising campaigns that I photographed have been based on fine art pictures that clients have seen in my portfolios. Certain risks I take to prevent from getting bored. I push myself a lot. I'll try new lighting all the time. I'll try to break rules, get happy mistakes, and just kind of really push myself. Especially in my personal work, I try to be very loose and fluid, and really the same thing. It's kind of like being an athlete. You try to get into that zone, even on a personal shoot or on a commercial shoot. And sometimes it's hard when you have your clients and the celebrities around and all the handlers and everything. But it's important to try to do that both commercially and in personal work. We're up here in the top of this mountain meadow, and we have power on, and it's a nice lightning rod about 5 feet in front of me. And I do love electricity. I love Profoto, but maybe it's time to move inside, guys. What do you think?
Excellent, let's do it.
Well, I started doing my personal work. It was in the early 1980s. After I got back from Europe and I had the studio in New York. There was actually a group of us that went to Art Center together, and we started a group called the Cauldron. And we would meet every week under the premise that we had to do a piece of personal work. We couldn't bring anything in from a job. And we would call it the Cauldron because it was like this big pot. We all came in and we met for a couple of hours at a different studio every week, and we'd present our personal work and we would critique it as a group. And we did this for years. And that's when I started doing the shots like, Claire with moose wings. I started working with animal bones, and I started working with found objects, just things I found on the street like bed springs, like the photograph of Alice with springs. And I was, very influenced by the Surrealist movement, Man Ray, Hans Bellmer, Lee Miller, all those people that age. I love, the lighting and the shadows and kind of the surreal compositions and everything. So I was definitely influenced. I was also influenced by Helmut, but I think as I kept shooting, my own style kind of emerged from that. And my editorial work, I started getting editorial jobs for beauty and fitness stories, but they loved my nudes that I was doing with my personal work. So that kind of segued into doing like fitness or health or, articles on this or that. And so, they started kind of bouncing off each other. And then advertising jobs started playing off what I was doing with my personal work as well. So there was always kind of this, give and take from both worlds. I find that often like people that would do research on me, like celebrities or subjects, would see the personal work and say, oh, I really like this picture you did with this or that. Some people, it probably turns them off and it scares them, and well, that's fine too. I've often had agents that didn't really understand my personal work, and they thought it was being very different and separate from the other things I did. And that always kind of bothered me because I think it's very an integral part of what I do, and that needs to be understood. And I think having been in this business for about 30 years, I've seen a lot of photographers come and go, a lot of great photographers, come and go. And I think, the secret to longevity and success in photography is that you really have to love it. You can't get in it just for the money or for the fame, that you have to love taking photographs, and you have to want to grow. And you have to keep evolving, you have to change. Even though, your style can remain the same, you have to change with the times. Needs change, clients' needs change. The technology of photography is constantly changing, especially in the last 10 years. You have to evolve. I think it's important to keep what you know and your integrity, but you need to move forward and to keep your style, to keep your dignity. But most of all, you have to love it, and you have to love what you're doing. Because if you get tired of taking pictures and tired of photography, it's going to show. You have to keep that enthusiasm, whatever that is, whatever that takes, because you really are only as good as your last photograph.